I met Brian's dad in South Carolina at the opening of the Medal of Honor Foundation celebration when we dedicated our new museum. And at that point, Doug began to explain to me what he did and what his interests were, and the loss of his son. And I listened, and I realized what his mission was, that having lost a parent when I was very young, I sort of came from the reciprocal side. And I just saw that here's a guy that cares. And I guess a friendship just was, it was meant to be. Our friendship has just grown since then. And relationship and our interconnectivity, I think this is not just a business opportunity or a financial commitment. It's an emotional thing for me. It's a little self-centered, but to be honest, to honor those that have fallen, that's one privilege I've never had, will never have. And it's one privilege that I grew up with, that my father always taught me that it was an honor to die for your country. And so when I see that you're honoring people who have done this, not by choice, but by God's will, if you will, it's something that you just can't do enough for, to have youngsters go on and remember that somebody did die for this country to keep it where it is and make it free. And a lot of them died, maybe not in combat, but they died serving their country, whether they were on the field or in the back lines. This continuation of the memory is just so important. It's something that we just can't buy, and we can't give to enough people. So that's what it means. The scholarship, big or small, it's the pen, it's the remembrance, it's the fact that death is worth something if you remember why, I would say. And the death of Brian is worth remembering because why? And we just carry that forward. I would say to them that what we're doing is we're carrying on service above self. And that's a trite phrase. But I was born to serve. And I think that's what my obligation is now as I reach, the downhill slope. I think it's, service is all I have left to give. And I think everybody in America today, I really think there's a great swell among Americans to serve. And this is an opportunity for people to serve. I think we can all serve. And that's the opportunity that anybody that's involved with this foundation has to give back, to carry on. I think that's what my grandfather stood for, is carry on, just to keep going.
But I want you to remember that the sacrifice that these men have made must not be in vain.
I think Joe Patton was very much dedicated. I mean, it wasn't he that won the battles. It was the men that carried on for him. It was the men that were dedicated to do what was asked of it. They weren't told how to do it. They were just asked. And this is the same issue that I look at this foundation. This is a vehicle for us to carry on the service, respect for service. My dad was a very successful general officer, and he, from my grandfather and from my dad's couple years, 2.5 years in prisoner of war camp, he came away with a greater dedication to service. And I think that, I know my father would be extremely proud of something like this, and he would want to participate. He would be the type that would say, this is what we need, this is what America's about. It's not grassroots America. You say it started off small. I say it started off big, because a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter who you are. But, and I don't mean that, in an adverse way. I'm just thinking that I mean, I look at Doug and I look at Brian's picture, and all I can do is not cry or tear up. But they would be so proud of what the Lavalettes have done, Kim, Renee, and Doug. I'm just real proud that to be considered part of it, and I hope that I can carry on the same mission.